Hey everybody, good morning. Today is, I don't even know what day it is today. It's Wednesday, COVID time. And we are back once again in my little studio. So this is day 3 of our project, our online project called Come Draw With Me. And the object of this online project is to bring people together that might be at home and excited about being creative, but just can't find the motivation for doing so. Maybe you're on your own, or you need someone to work with, or you prefer someone to work with, or it's just better having someone to hang around with. So we are doing this every day of the week, Monday through Friday. We are doing this from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Pacific time. So what we do is we just get together and hang out. The chat box is open. If you were here yesterday, I apologize. The live chat was not open. So I could not see the setting for that. And, I had left it off by accident. It was an oversight. So if you're chatting, please do chat. If I don't respond, it's because I've turned it off, and I apologize for that. But today I can see that it is on. So living and learning, you know. All right, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hop on Facebook and put this out to my friends and family in case they want to join. And if you are watching and there's a link, the YouTube link, if you can like and subscribe to the channel, that would be great. And if you can share this out, tweet it out, put it on your Instagram, whatever you want to do, that would be super fantastic. So I'm just going to put this stream on Facebook now. I haven't figured out how to do that automatically. And then we'll get started at the drafting table. I have all my supplies here ready to go, still working on Darth Vader. And hopefully you have some supplies and you are ready for action to do whatever it is that you would like to do today. We're going for 3 hours, again, from 10 a.m. Pacific to 1 p.m. All right. So I will get to the stream. And I will go to Facebook. Then I got to figure out how to do this in a much more efficient way. Come hang out and be creative. Linky link. I think we're good to go. All right, there we go. So I got to start tweeting this stuff out. But I want to have the channel a little bit more developed. I got to use some software and make it look a little prettier and stuff like that. I got to learn how to do all that. Anyway, all right, let's get started. So you get your stuff, I've got mine. Let's get to work. If you would like to leave a comment, please do so. Hey, Marcel. Hey, yo. Hey, Kristen. Yeah, so I'm just going to get to work. By the way, I'm listening to a live stream here. It's a 24/7 ambient live stream. It's on YouTube. The channel is called Villain, VILL 4, the numeral 4 and IN. It's pretty relaxing, atmospheric music. Works for me. You can play whatever you want, but I quite like it. And it's 24/7, you know, and it's free. All right. So after the stream ended yesterday, I had a chance to do some more work on this. It's really slow going, so I have to work on it as much as I can. For me, each piece takes a couple of months, literally. It's no joke. It takes a long time. This is Darth Vader. I have a series of 10 or 11 images here. And once this last one is done, I have to finish one more. And they will be taken to a photographer and shot. And at that time, I'll share my Instagram page because that's the only time it'll be worth sharing because these will be up. So anytime you have a comment, please feel free to comment. And I will be happy to chat. So once again, I'm using some really old ink tools here to get some really light application of ink. So keep your old art supplies, don't throw them out. You never know when you can use them. What they might be good for. Are you still doing your wonderful pencil drawings, or have you mostly moved on to ink? Right now, Kristen, I have been I do all kinds of stuff, but mostly this because it takes so long between work, when I was working, and being a dad and a husband. I didn't have a whole lot of time for art at all. And when we got back from Japan in 2012, I didn't have a lot of time for any artwork. And in 2015, I communicated with, maybe you've seen her online. Her name is CJ Hendry. She's on Instagram. And before she blew up, became really famous, we communicated via email. And she's a pen and ink artist. Now she's moved on. She does hyperrealism in like Prismacolors, pencil crayons. But she does everything quite large, really large. So in our communication, she was saying, you know, you want to create really large pieces if you want to sell them. That's what people like to buy, you know, if they're buying art. So rather than sticking with what I was doing, which was a smaller size, smaller scale stuff, I have moved on to these larger pieces. So there's a number of them here. Here's a smaller one. And they are all Star Wars based characters. And because I just have always loved Star Wars since I was a kid. And I just wanted to do something that I thought people would be interested in and that I enjoy. So yeah, I do work in other mediums, but this is where my focus is. And I've been doing it for a number of years. So this stuff here is like years worth of work. I'm really excited to get this done. Once the photographs are done and the stuff is up on Instagram, hopefully I can find some representation and via a dealer. And then I'll get in touch with George Lucas. Of course, George Lucas would be very interested in this. Anyway, that's the dream. And starting some kind of new project. I don't know what that's going to be. It might be more of this, but I don't know. So, always good to have focus and vision. Yeah, what are you doing? What's going on with you? Do you have time for artwork? And if not, what are you doing? Let's see here. Between full-time work, I'm trying to work on art projects, working on research for a large ink project for fall. I'm going to make a small Japanese album book of ink drawings that interconnects based on the ideas of it. Cool. Yeah, as you probably know, Nancy and I were in Japan from 2008 to 2012. And yeah, anything Japanese is definitely going to be great. Obviously, with ink, they have a huge, enormous history. So there's lots to work with there. Actually, while I was in Japan, I was, when we got together, we weren't planning on having any kids. That obviously has changed. So before that came up, I was learning like Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, Dreamweaver. I was sort of ordering books and educating myself on those programs so that when I came back, I could get into that side of things back in North America. But once Nancy was pregnant, I didn't really have any time to, I had to just jump right into work when we got back here. So I just got into teaching ESL. Now ESL is completely cratered. There is no English as teaching English work here in Canada at all. So my career is dead as a teacher. Oh no, I'm not teaching Japanese. If anyone was going to do that, that would be Nancy. No, I wasn't so good at getting the Japanese down. Yeah, it's not my strong suit. I just knew basic stuff like fukuro wa irimasen. Like I don't need a bag. Because when you go to like the market, well, not the market, but if you go to like a classy joint, uh, they have a bakery in a mall and they'll take a cookie and they'll put the cookie in a bag and then they'll put the little cookie bag in another bag and then they'll literally put that bag in another bag. So you have 3 bags. So learning to say, I don't need a bag. It's the first thing that I did. That's not to say I didn't study. I studied a lot. So my Japanese penmanship was really good, but my Japanese speaking was really bad. Uh, if Jaden is interested in going to Japan, she definitely should. And if it's there for the purpose of learning Japanese, um, when you're in Japan and you just say the most basic things, there's extreme enthusiasm. So she would have a great time. They're learning from Duolingo and another few sites. What I've seen and read is pretty complicated with all the word variations. Yeah, it can be complicated, but Nancy seems to pick it up pretty easily. So it just depends on your motivation and if that's your language is one of your strengths, right? Oh, there she is. So you see, there's Nancy. We gotta get Karen in here. Yeah, Khaleesi's doing Korean right now. Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, CJ Hendry, that's right. She's on Instagram. She's really big right now. Well, she's world famous now. But I talked to her before that happened. K-pop. Manga, game oriented, as well as clothes and culture for Japan. Yeah. Oh, she's got to go to Japan then. There's no question about it. It's so amazing when you go there and you go clothes shopping in Japan. It's ridiculous. Um, I still have clothes from when I was there because they're just so unique. Like when you buy guys' clothes in Canada and the United States, it's like prison garb compared to what you can get in Japan. Japanese clothing, even just at like standard normal stores, is on a whole other level. It's amazing. Well, this is the most number of chats I've ever seen on this channel. So that's nice. That's what we want. We got to have like a post-COVID come draw with me tea party. How are we doing for time anyway? Okay, so in half an hour, I'm just going to take a short break and put this live stream on like some other artist Facebook page, some drawing page. Oh, that'd be great. You know, I've been invited to do some Discord stuff for some music thing I'm involved in, and I have no idea how Discord works or what it's for. Like, nothing. I don't know anything about it. There's so many things I need to learn about. Um, yeah, that would be fantastic if you can share this with whomever. That'd be great. Um, I run another Facebook page. It's called the Dream Punk Record Club, and it's for this genre of electronic music. I don't know if you can hear it. Oh, a lot of Discord. So building a community can take a lot of time. Some have places to share your art for yourself. Yeah, so I got hooked up with this record label. I really liked what they were putting out, and they had no social media presence or very, very small social media presence. And I just started sharing their stuff on Facebook and Reddit. And I developed a really good tie with this record label and created a Facebook page. And in just a couple of months, the Facebook page has all the major labels and most of the artists in the scene on my page. And now I'm doing interviews, and I've kind of got a pseudo employee who does reviews, and he's also starting to do interviews. So I've managed to be successful in creating a very large community, and I've sort of wedged myself into a scene of labels where I'm kind of the hub of all of these labels that you could say were competing. And now I've created this kind of equalizing environment where everybody's part of a wheel and we're all working together. So that was my goal, and it worked like fast. It's like it wasn't there, and I built it, and it just developed really, really fast. But it took persistence, you know, a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, and motivation. So I have that for this, but I don't know outreach beyond Reddit and Facebook, you know. So any help with that would be just fantastic. Like, yeah, like today, so a couple of labels that I work with, they're telling me to move my site off of Facebook and to get my own site, which is fine. I can do that, but it costs money and it takes time, and I don't have either of those. And they're telling me to get on this new app called Telegraph or something. So I got on Telegraph today, and why would you use Telegraph? Why not use why don't you just use Twitter? Like, I have no idea. I don't know. I got to learn all this stuff. In a perfect world, I would, these things will sell to, like I said, to George Lucas. Uh, that's a dream, of course, but they would sell for, a considerable amount of money. And if I had name recognition, I would 100% stick to keeping this going. Uh, bring more people in, get more people being creative, and promoting more people's work. On my other website for that's music related, I have now kind of like been empowered by all the interviews that I do. Everybody reads all my interviews in the scene. So if I go on SoundCloud and find some like small, tiny artist, I can give them a lot of exposure because of what I've managed to create in that community. And that's what this is for. I want to be able to do that for every kind of artist. Yeah, that's right. there's so many different apps now: Behance, ArtStation, Tumblr, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, Skillshare, Facebook. It can be hard to manage them all. I know there's a way to integrate posting to multiple at once, but I have not figured that stuff out yet. Always more to learn. Yeah. So how are we doing? So in 15 minutes, we'll just take a short break. I'm just going to sit down and post this out to another site. Yeah, so I got these guys on that other website or Facebook page. It's called Dream Punk Record Club, or DRC. So on DRC, I have a lot of guys on there. Like, for example, I got the guy, he's doing reviews for me. And then there's another artist, and he's designed merch for me. So I'm going to be selling some stuff. Just clothes, hats and hoodies and t-shirts and stuff. I'll be selling that over there. So these guys, they run live streams all the time, right? So they're pretty savvy with this stuff, and I'm getting closer to asking them for help on this. I've kept this kind of separate from them. I just wanted to dip my toe in the water here and see how it is, and then I know what to ask for. But if I don't know what to ask for, I don't want to ask for help just yet. But I'm starting to learn, and so eventually, I'm hoping that these people in this other community will be able to either help me out directly or give me some advice on like how to post out and connect with everybody. One thing I have to do is create like a tiny little video, which is kind of like an ad for this thing. And that's what I can post out. And instead of just posting a live stream, like a link to my live stream, they'll be like, yo, this is what we're doing. This is what it's about. Just because one of the early responses I got on Facebook is like, oh, what are you teaching? Well, I'm not teaching anything. It's just, we're going to develop a community, and we're all going to be working on our stuff, and hopefully talking about ways like this of getting exposure for ourselves, right? On DRC, we have, for example, a guy from Alberta, and he's a photographer, and his photography is not really in the genre of images that are commonly used for those kinds of musicians. But I was telling him, hey, yo, man, like, put your stuff up on DRC, and you never know what's going to happen. And he was really shy, so he didn't want to do it. So I asked him if he wouldn't mind if I did, because I tell everybody on the site to share all their stuff, whatever it is, doesn't matter. And so I went on his site, picked a couple of shots, put them up on DRC, and within 24 hours, a record label had contacted him. That's what we're doing. And not a small record label, like one of the major record labels in the scene. Oh, yeah. Thanks for stopping by. Ooh, we have 4 people watching. That is a new record. Hello, 4 people. If you're new, this is, I don't know who's watching. I don't have any names. But if you're new, this is an online drawing club or creative club. And it's just to have a place to hang out going on in the background, or if you want to chat, create a small community and get all your tools together, do some work. While you're working, if you want to take a break, you can check in here, make a comment, say hi. Uh, we're just working together, being creative. All right, guys, we just have about one more minute, and I'm just going to sit down, take a minute-long break. No, I can smell the smoke. I'm going to close the window. It's terrible. All right, it's 11 o'clock. All right, I'm just going to have a seat. 1 minute, 2. Oh, man, that's unreal. Oh, wow. Oops. Oh, I do not want. Okay, let's get this going here. See if I can find my video. No. No. Weird. All right. Anyway. Oh, my computer is so slow. Oh my goodness. Come on. It's not even opening the email. All right, well, I don't have time for this. Well, do it another time. All right, back to work. I need a new computer. All right, guys, we are on hour 2. We are going from 11 till 12, and then we'll take a short break, and then from 12 until 1. How are we doing? See if my computer is behaving a little bit better. Just a second here. Okay. All right, well, let's see if this works. I'm just putting up my link, whoops, on a pen and ink website. Just given a sort of crazy, snappy message. See what happens. All right, let's get back to work. Huh? Oh, super smoky. Yeah. Yeah, I had my window open here, Kristen, for like 2 minutes, and I had to close it. There's a lot of particulates in the air, and it gives me a runny nose and an instant headache. There's a lot of smoke in the air. And I figured out the new name for the channel just now. if I get 100 people coming in here like daily, I'm gonna have to paint this place and make it look better. At least you have some nice looking trees out your window. Yeah, well, it's going to be rough in the fall. Also, I have a question. Do you always draw standing up? So, I talked about this the other day. It's kind of a long story, actually. No, I didn't always used to draw standing up. I used to have a pretty bad injury. Oh, wow. I'm at 8%. My plug fell out. There we go. I used to have a really, really, really bad injury that I got in Japan, and I couldn't walk really for a couple of years. It was rough. It was rough and extremely painful. So when I first moved here, I used to sit with the drafting table. Here's a smaller piece. I used to sit with the drafting table like this, so it would be sitting on my lap. And I used to work on, so I didn't really have a choice. I had to sit because I couldn't stand and I really couldn't even walk. And if I did stand, it was extremely painful. So I would have to stand like with my leg on a chair because I couldn't use this leg. So what I found was that this paper has a kind of texture on it, and so sitting, the light was hitting kind of like the top of the paper, and I wasn't shading the paper correctly. I think so. Eventually, what happened was after years and years and years of sampling different exercises, I figured out the problem on my own, and obviously now I can stand. I can even run and do regular activities, but before I couldn't do any, and I was in a lot of pain all the time, never ended. So now I stand because I can be over the paper, and the texture of the paper and the way the light hits the paper, I can make sure that I'm getting all of the proper shading done. But I've moved, the bigger problem that I had with the other paper that I was using So I was using, let me see if I can show you. I'll just explain it to you. So I was using this French paper. Is it Arche or Arches? I'm not sure. It's a super heavy stock. It's 300 pounds. I'm trying to bring it close. And you can see there's a really heavy texture on the paper. I want to hit the light. It's got it, and it's basically bumpy. And so you kind of got to work your pen all around each bump. Just really challenging. But I was copying my hero, C.J. Hendry, because that was the paper that she was using at the time. And then I moved to a different kind of paper that's an equally heavy stock. It's also 300 pounds. It's vegan, by the way. Arches paper is not vegan, surprisingly. And it's much smoother. So I could probably go back to sitting. But for now, I'm really happy to be able to stand, so I do. And if I'm wearing shoes, it's no big deal to stand for me. But if I could do this sitting, maybe I'll give that a try. If I could do it sitting, then I probably would. But actually, I think standing works for this show, yeah, or this live stream. Damn you, gelatin. Yeah, it is a heavy watercolor paper. It's a heavy. It's basically the heaviest stock. So this paper, actually, you can't get it in Canada. You have to order it from the States. Not the weight, but the size. So I ordered this from like Illinois or something. I can't remember where. It's like Dick's Art Supplies. I think that's where I got it from. And super heavy stock. So if you go on CJ Hendry's site and you look through some of her short Instagram films, you'll see that she's coloring or applying ink to this paper. And she does it in a kind of a more scratchy way than I do, as far as I can tell. I'm really covering the paper like every square inch. But I haven't seen her work up close. And when she shows it online, it's not finished. So, like when it's really up close. So I don't know how her work looks up close as a finished product. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't think she kind of goes in as deep as I do, because it's for the simple fact that she produces much faster than I do. However, I have read online that she hires other artists to do some of the work on her stuff. And then I have no idea if this is true or not. This is just what I've heard. And then she sells it, under her name. So apparently a lot of artists do this. This is very commonplace. They have assistants helping them, I guess, with certain stages of their piece. And it would be great if I could hire someone to just do the grid on my paper. And if I did all of the penciling and all of the inking, that would be fine. Like I wouldn't feel like somebody else did the work. They're just doing the grid. But I have read online, I have no way of confirming this, that CJ Hendry has assistants helping her. If CJ Hendry happens to see this, she can chime in and confirm that she does not, or she does. Either way, I don't really care. Artists can do what they want. It doesn't really matter as long as they're happy and the people who buy their work are happy. And I know all of her fans are very, very happy. Artists are really fussy. I mean, if you go online, you'll see artists complaining about even using a grid. They'll say if you use any kind of fake tools, it's not really drawing. It's ridiculous. So whatever it is that people need to do to get the job done, just do it, as long as it's not illegal and nobody's getting hurt and everybody's in agreement. It's pretty simple. It's not rocket science. So yeah, I stand because I get a better view of the picture with this way I have things set up here right now, which is basically I'm just using what I have. So I don't have any special anything because it's expensive and I don't have any money. 11:30. Okay, so in half an hour we'll take another break. Kristen, if you're there, do you have a studio space to work in? Like, what's your setup? How are we doing for time? All right, 20 minutes. We'll take a short break. That's nice. So I can say that by having done this for just a couple of days, um, without distraction, I've gotten a lot more done on this piece than I would have under normal circumstances. In the amount of time that we're working here together. So if you can just manage to find the time to apply yourself, you'd be surprised how much work you can get done. pleasantly surprised. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm doing this anyway, right? So I figured I should just invite other people to do it. I just got to figure out how to increase the reach of that invitation. I don't know if it's going to work, we'll see. Kristen, do you have like a space to work in? Like, I happen to have this room, which is a big advantage for me because there aren't people like walking around. Do you have a space you can work in? Yeah, yeah. Um, if you're a painter, like a lot of painters I've seen, they're always working really huge, um, relatively speaking, to an art pad. It's really satisfying when you get your stuff like super large. I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that you can manage the space for it. Um, this is a drafting table surface from an old drafting table I used to have when I lived in Surrey. And this is sitting on top of another drafting table. The other drafting table is from a resident of my building that lived upstairs, and she moved to Ottawa and asked me if I wanted it. At the time, I had sort of customized table, and it was too big. So I just accepted her drafting table anyway, and as it, it's more maneuverable, so I ditched the other table, and so now I have a drafting table on top of a drafting table, and it works well for me. I've imagined all kinds of tables that don't exist that would be perfect for me. If I could put this surface on a ball and just rotate it around, that would be great. Anyway, I hope you get a chance to work big. Yeah, I'm really intrigued by what people can do on computers in the music scene that I'm in. I'm not a musician. I facilitate communication between artists and labels and do interviews and stuff like that. It's like loaded with people doing, what did you say? Digital work? Yeah, digital work. It's crazy. And Khaleesi, in fact, she's 8 and she's editing and painting and making tiny little films and stuff like that with software applications. She does that with her friends, but she's really gotten into the details. So we're going to get her an updated iPad. The iPad she has now is really old and it crashes all the time. Well, it's not really old, but it crashes all the time. So I'm very excited about seeing her improve her digital artwork, and I'm always showing her how enthusiastic I am about it. So it's very exciting. Oh yeah, well those skills will come back fast. There's just a learning curve with new. Yeah, we just started. I just started working with Khaleesi with brush pens and ink. I have here. Let me see. So with Khaleesi, I will, I will do some pencil crayon shading, and then I'll give it to her to copy. So she gets the idea of blending. And this is good for, pencil crayon on paper. And now she's blending on her app. So that's cool. She has these characters, so I will draw the characters for her. And she will color them. and Nancy does watercolor with her, right? So, and now I just introduced ink washing, or ink wash. So I'm trying to give her a more traditional experience while she's gravitating naturally towards the yeah. You have a creative family, then you get creative. Man, am I ever hungry. All right, how are we doing for time? Oh, okay, 5 minutes and then we'll have a break. Oh, we got 3 people watching. That's cool. Hello, 3 people.
sin completo de creación. Una nebulosa sin presente, sin fuerza, sin tiempo, sin inercia. Es como un éter ondulante, es como un recuerdo inventado, es como un vértigo repleto de calma y de emoción, o es como mis ansias, que al abrir los ojos respiran y caen al fondo del tiempo para encontrar el ocaso y la oscuridad.
All right, it's 12 o'clock, so I'm just going to sit down, take a break, give my legs a rest, and then we will get back to work for our final hour. All right, just one more minute and then we'll get back to work. Okay. Here we go. Last hour, everybody. So get your stuff, and let's get back to work. Oh, oops. 40 minutes left. Oh, excuse me. Looks like my computer has just completely stopped working. Yep. Yep. Oh, I have to sneeze. So the smoke particles are coming through some part of the building. You can really smell them. I'm going to start this. Pardon me. I'm going to start this over. It lost connection, as it does sometimes. Like even if you push restart, this thing is so. It's from 2011, so 2011 computer, 2020. It's got a new solid state hard drive in it, but that doesn't seem to make much of a difference. All right, I'm just going to set this up so I can have some music playing. All right, are we going to get some action here? There we go. All right, 30 minutes left. All right. Almost done for the day, guys. It's nice to see so much progress. Wow. Almost done, guys. How are we doing? 15 minutes left. All right. So you can get a look at it. Almost all the way around. And then we just got to finish the inside, right around here. So this week we want to finish this part here. Next week we'll finish that part there. And then after that, we'll get all in here. So like I said, these things take a couple of months to do. And once they're done, I'm so happy. It's so slow going. So if you keep coming back, I don't know, in a month and a half, you'll see this finished. Month and a half. Yeah, a month and a half. Ish. Takes a long time. Maybe too long. Might have to change things up. We'll see. All right, so I think we're on our last 10 minutes. Yeah, we are. We got 10 minutes left to go. Oh, thanks. Why can't I do it? Yeah, well, that's what Nancy said, actually. We'll try to see how it looks when it's done, see what you have to say about it then. Yeah, it's on watercolor paper, so that helps. It's a watercolor file. Man, every part of my body wants to take a break. Okay, let's keep going. 15 more minutes. Still working on oil proportions for a lavender chill out. Ah, yeah, man, math. Okay. Yeah. Soapery. Can't lose track of where I am on this thing. I'll make huge mistakes. All right, just 5 more minutes left, guys. 5 minutes of joy and happiness. All right, guys, it's time to finish up. I'd like to cover my artwork. So today is day 3 in our 3-month project of having an online club. It's an online creative club. It's just going to go 3 months, and we'll see where we're at that point. Right now, we're just on our 3rd day, and we haven't even really. I mean, I just put a description on this YouTube page today, so I'm still learning about how to manage this thing, and then maybe we can start building it out. If you would be so kind as to like and subscribe and to share this with your friends, that would be fantastic. So we will be back again tomorrow, Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and we will be here 10 till 1. And then again on Friday. We won't be here on the weekend. And that will be the end of our first week of our online creative club. We'll see what happens, but I know for myself anyway, it's very useful. It's really productive. I'm getting a lot done, and I hope if anybody's out there, you're getting stuff done too. If you know anybody that's creative and is having, they need some motivation to get stuff done, bring them on over and have them join the club, right? I think that's pretty much it. So we'll just end the stream right here. Thank you guys very much for coming. Thanks for all the chats. Oh, wait a minute. You're always immensely detail oriented. Do you think you will ever do anything more free flow and free one day? Just curious. Yeah, I will. This is part of a series, so I'm just finishing it up. But I've thought about that, especially getting into ink with the paintbrush and the water and the ink washes. It's tough, you can't be finicky about it. You got to get stuff done in a couple of strokes. Then you got to be happy with what you get. So I've started practicing with that already. But I don't know, because I've always been super detail oriented. It's a very meditative process for me. So, and that frame of mind is super advantageous for me. It helps me to, there's a space in there, and my mind just goes off and I'm allowed to think of new ideas and branch out in new directions. So although it looks like it's a tightly focused practice, it's very relaxing for me. So to get into something new, it's a new tech mind. And it takes me away from what I'm trying to do right now. And what I'm trying to do right now is this online project is preparing me for another more complex online project that I want to do. So I'm just learning about online the mechanics of building out something via YouTube and so on. So to answer your question, am I ever going to do something more free flow? Yeah, but not anytime in the near future. So because I'm constantly trying to think of getting closer to some goals that I have. And this project here is a stepping stone to the next project that I want to do. Anyway, thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I will be here tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I hope that you guys will be here tomorrow at 10 o'clock for 3 more hours of crazy creativity. All right, stay safe. Cheers. Bye for now. Thanks. Yeah, you too. Hang out anytime, yo. I know you're busy, but come hang out anytime. All right, bye for now.